welcome everybody to YouTube Live with the Black Poster Project. My name is Thomas Guerra, and I'm with F Fentanyl, and we're in for a treat today. We have some special guests from the Black Poster Project, Don Pizzolato and Kim Ciccone. I'm sorry.
Sakari.
Um, and so we got a special event coming up at the University of Miami, and so we wanted to introduce the community to the Black Poster Project. Let you guys know what we got coming up. First, I want to introduce Don. Would you like to just your name and what's your title at the Black Poster Project?
Sure. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Kim. How are you? My name is
Hi.
Dawn. Hi, Dawn Pizzolato. I'm the event coordinator for the Black Poster Project, and we are a silent exhibit, traveling, raising awareness through lives lost to addiction.
Awesome. Thanks, Don.
You're
And
welcome.
Kim?
Hi, I am Kim Sakuni. I am also I do marketing alongside Black Poster Project. I also do some of our project panelists speaking when we go to different schools. Definitely raising awareness through our personal journeys and stories, through the stories of the posters. And yeah,
Awesome, awesome. Thank you guys for being here. And also, I do want to give a shout out to Alexa. She couldn't make it today, but she did send a video um, to give us a shout out. She's the reason we're having the Black Poster Project at the
Mm.
University of Miami. So we definitely want to give her a great shout out. Here's her video.
Hi everyone, my name is Alexa Scaravilli, and although I couldn't be here tonight, I just wanted to introduce myself. So, I'm currently a representative for the Black Poster Project, and it is such an honor to be working with the Black Poster Project and Fentanyl in its journey of bringing the project down to Miami. This project has welcomed my family with open arms 2 years ago after my brother lost his life to an overdose, and since then, it has taught me so much about handling grief and understanding the experience of others. And I'm so glad to be a part of the project in continuing its message in reducing the stigma and humanizing the experiences of those who are faced with substance use disorder. I'm very excited to see this project shine in Miami, and I know it is going to touch the lives of so many people. And I am just so excited to see where this project takes off and to see the difference that it makes. Thank you guys. Hi everyone, my name
I got to get the hang of that. All right, so that's Alexa. We're so happy that she reached out and got us connected because now we have this event coming up, and we want to definitely share that. It's coming up on August 29th at the University of Miami. The display portion is going to be from 1 to 6 p.m. And which is going to include the Black Poster Project, and there's going to be campus, on campus, and off campus resources. So you can come check out the resources, and then as you enter, you can check out the Black Poster Project display, which is going to be amazing. It's going to be on the third floor at the Shalala building of the Grand Ballroom. So it's a beautiful space, and we'll look forward to that. After that, there's going to be a candlelight vigil from 6 to 7:30, and we're going to have proclamations from Miami-Dade County and the city of Coral Gables. And we have guest speaker Dr. Marie Carmen, who will be there. She lost her daughter to overdose, and she'll be sharing about her experience. And we have a special guest musician from Recovery Unplugged that will be playing. So we're looking forward to that, and then we'll have the candlelight vigil. Um, Very excited to bring this to Miami. I'm very excited to have you guys here. Um, so my first question, well, I guess will be for Don. Um, can you share how the Black Poster Project got started?
Okay. We're excited about coming to Miami too. I just want to say, if it wasn't for Alexa, uh, we wouldn't be doing this. So I'm really thrilled that she reached out, and I went down there and I met her on the campus, and it was just wonderful for her to even think about doing this. Black Poster Project started with Dee Gillen. Unfortunately, she couldn't join us today. She lost her son Scott in 2015 to a drug overdose, and that is him. So after a couple of years, 2019, she was invited to go to an overdose awareness event on the along the Hudson River in upstate New York, in New York. So she had 48 posters at that time. She had, I guess, met people along her journey. So they brought 48 posters. People were walking around. There was also restaurants there, but people were walking around and they were looking at the posters. And as you can see, when you see the exhibit, the posters show the people, the loved ones, as they were prior to their addiction. They're smiling, they're beautiful. So people are walking around looking at the posters, wondering why they were there. Did they graduate college, graduate high school? Did they earn an award? So she said no, they died from addiction, from an overdose. So people didn't know what to say to her. They walked away. And at that time, she realized that she needed to educate people to reduce the stigma that comes with addiction. And that was 2019. Today, 2025, there's over 865 posters. We've been to North Carolina, we've been to Maine, we go into schools, we go into hospitals, universities, we've been to Seton Hall, we've been to several colleges in New Jersey. We've been to St. Patrick's Cathedral last year. Where the project does the most is in the schools with the students. They are so welcoming and they see themselves, and it changes the trajectory of their thinking, their lives.
And something else I think is super interesting that me and Dawn were coming across in the schools this year is this really is the generation of kids that were raised in the opioid epidemic. So it has greatly impacted their life. Whether or not you think they're too young to hear about substances, a lot of them had loss of parents or are currently staying with their grandparents because of situations in the opioid epidemic.
Yes. Even a principal had said that to me. It is the generation.
Yeah. And so, Kim, how did you get involved? What drew you to the Black Poster Project? And tell us how you got involved.
Yeah, so I giggled because I just immediately loved the Black Poster Project, their mission. The first time I ever came across Black Poster Project, I was just somebody walking through. I worked in the mental health field in the nonprofit world, and I came across a friend of mine that passed away that I was originally in recovery with. So immediately, you have that moment where it feels like you ran into somebody that you would never run into again, but in this like kind of like heartbreaking, but also beautiful way. Like what a gorgeous tribute to him. And so from there, it was about a couple years later, someone had asked me to fill in as a speaking engagement at a school in New Jersey. So I went and I got to tell my story. And I just loved being able to do that. And then about a couple months later, I had a friend that I had brought with me to that speaking engagement. She was speaking with Black Poster at a couple different schools. And I was like, you need to get me back into a school of Black Poster Project, because they just didn't call me for a couple times. And then just from there, me and Dawn like really connected, I think, on a different level that day. And it's just been really beautiful to be like involved. Yeah.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And definitely shout out to Dee. I know she couldn't make it, but for creating all this, and it's come a long way. Dawn, how did you get involved with Dee?
So in 2020, I was I was helping to start up a medication assisted treatment program in my town. And Dee was coming. I saw a flyer. I was doing some marketing and I saw a flyer on the police website. And Scott was friends with one of the police officers. So they were bringing it to my town. So I called her up. I thought this would be a great place for us to have a resource table to let the town know that we are here and there is help. At that time, I think there were 200 and plus posters. So I called her up and I said, introduced myself, and we talked. And she called me the crazy lady because we just hit it off. And at that time, it was just myself and the police department that had resource tables there. Not myself, but my team that was helping me start up. And her and I just hit it off. And then shortly after that, I volunteered after that. And then shortly after that, I became like the event coordinator, started to coordinate because I felt this was such a powerful visual, because people are visual, and it belonged in the schools. It belonged in the schools. And I became the event coordinator. She's I tell you, I haven't met anybody as a human being as great as she is, and her family. So, yeah,
Awesome.
they're
Awesome.
good people.
I look forward to meeting her.
Yes.
Fantastic. And so, like, this is a powerful display, a powerful event. I'm sure that, like, you experience a lot of people experiencing large amounts of emotion, right? How do you guys deal with that and going to every event and dealing with families that have lost? And how do you guys, I guess, deal with your experience with that and your grief?
You want to go first, Kim?
Sure. Yeah. So obviously, especially when it's someone's direct family member, there's a lot of emotion involved, especially if it's the first time they're seeing the poster in real time, on top of all the other families that you realize have been affected by the same thing that you're going through. And in those moments, honestly, space is a big thing, because I think that people, they have the right to express their emotions openly. So sometimes you'll hear people openly say sobbing, or we have tissues on site. We're always kind of walking around, just even if it's just like a soft embrace on the shoulder, like, we're here, I'm so sorry. And then it just gives them a moment of grief that maybe they haven't really got to come to that awakening themselves. So I think it's allowing that safe space, kind of reading the room, and just seeing where people are at. But I think everyone's always super respectful to the project. It's never, um, anything out of the ordinary.
I find that, and I hear from families, it's very healing for them to come and to see their loved one in a poster. And I have a great story. The Scarvelli family, I absolutely love them. Never met Sal, who's in the project, but we were in Newark Cathedral, and his cousin's children, who he was very close with, they're little boys. I guess they were 4 and 6, something like that. And then they had a little brother who was just a baby. And they came and they were hugging. It was very emotional. They were hugging the poster. They were very, very upset. And the first time I met the family, and then they would come thereafter, the boys, and they didn't cry anymore. They hugged Uncle Sal. And then they came last year. We were in Montclair, and Filippo, he's the oldest, and he hugged the poster, never cried again, like he didn't cry. And I gave him something, a little trinket, and I told him that when he sees, he was going to a football game, and I told him we had beads made for the St. Patrick's Cathedral last year. A group from Long Island made 800 beads that say "Look Up," and we put them on each of the posters. So I had an extra one. I gave it to Filippo, and I told him when he's playing football to look up in the sky, and Uncle Sal will be with him. Oh, makes my heart, I swear to God. So his mother, I gave it to him, and he was like, okay. So his mother sent me a message saying that when they played the football game, that a plane that flew over, or Beagle, I can't remember, flew over, and that always was the sign of Sal. So Filippo looked up and he said, Mommy, Miss Thorne was right. There's Uncle Sal. And I swear to God, that is a true story that just broke my heart. So that gives them hope. You know what I mean? It gives them hope. And that's what we're here there for too. It's not only for them to, for families to come and bond and see their loved ones, but to give them hope that, their journey is helping someone else.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
I know, it's really wild.
I think grief too in general is such a tricky experience and it's part of the human experience. Everybody is going to grieve at some point or another. And I think that this allows such a beautiful space for people that sometimes feel like their grief could be shameful due to stigma, as if lives are less valuable. But truthfully, the thing about grief, and they talk about it, you see it in the quotes and things like that, but it's so true. It's just love that's just stored and it has nowhere to, express itself because it's missing that person. So I think this is such a great way for people to be able to pay their tribute and respect their loved ones lost, in a space that people get it. They
Right.
see it, they get it, they've been through it.
They're not alone. Right.
Yeah.
They're with other people that it's happened to.
So my next question for you guys is, what does the poster entail? I know it has the photo of the loved one, but does it have anything else on it? What is it? What is included on the poster?
The family member who submits a poster.
I have
Well,
one.
yeah. Oh, good. Oh, I have one too, but bring yours in. The family submits a story. Okay. And Dee Gillen does each and every post. Oh, there you go. Each and every poster on her own. All 865 posters will be, she will be in contact with the family from the beginning to the end. Okay.
And so this one is actually my friend Zach, but Yitzhak is his Hebrew name, and it means he will laugh, which was so fitting for him. Dee had spoken to Zach's wife, and she had given pretty much like a bunch of information about him. She kind of likes to hear more about their life, and she just wanted to tribute to his Hebrew faith. So that's why this is here. And then she always has the dates and names on the bottom of these posters as well. So.
Wow, that's pretty big there. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
kind of see the size of it now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're about 3 feet by 2.5.
Right.
They're,
So now's a good time to mention,
yes.
for anybody that wants to get a poster done specifically for the Miami event, you can go to the blackposterproject.com/poster request and submit. It has to be from a family member, right? Or
Correct. It has to be next of kin, parent, or guardian. And that's only because, some people, can't just submit because if the family member doesn't want their loved one to be in it, say they're in a school or such a, something like that, we have to have consent. It's very important.
Wishes. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Got you.
And Dee Gillen will respond, and she designs all the posters and works with the family if they're, it's therapy on both sides. Therapy for her, therapy for the family. So she's been through it, so she helps them. She walks them right through it. But it's very important. I want to make sure everybody understands. Very important to go from start to finish with her and respond. And as soon as the final approval is done by the family member, it'll be in the Black Poster Project and travel with us everywhere.
Fantastic. Yeah. So I know there's a good amount of folks that will be wanting a poster from Miami. So today is the 24th. So you have give or take
August
about
1st,
a week,
right?
About a week to get that done, to send that, at least get the submission in, right?
Right.
And
Right.
to guarantee that it will be in Miami at the Black Poster Project event. Um, and so you guys saw what it looks like. It's and imagine that times almost 900, right? Um,
Yeah.
Yes,
And that's a free service. So these, did you
yes.
say that
Oh, I
already, Dawn?
forgot.
It's a free service. So for the family members, and it's like, just like Dawn was saying, it's just for the consent that, for instance, if say someone's mother did not know that their child was submitted, they go to one of these events to grieve, but she didn't want to directly grieve, her direct child, and then to pop up to that, it could be super traumatic. So it's just out of respect for that process. What was I saying?
It's free.
Sorry.
All
Yeah, it's
posters
free.
are
It's a
free.
free service. We're
Yes,
not charging per poster.
absolutely not.
awesome. And if you see across the bottom of the screen, you can see the website, blackposterproject.com. You can check out the website, but if you're going to request a poster, you click the link that says poster request. Um, and so I'm going to show a couple from some of your events, couple pictures here from some of your events. Maybe you could kind of explain where it's at and what we're looking at.
Oh, that was
Astoria.
Astoria, Queens. We did
At the
we did,
Motion Picture Studios, the
right,
IATSE,
local 50,
Local 52.
right. But the night before uh, we did a panel. Oh, my words are forgotten. We did
With
a
the,
panel.
mhm.
God,
Oh no, with the DEA of New
correct.
York. So,
And
yeah.
yep, we had the medical examiner from New York City. We had Frank Tarantino from the DEA. We had someone from Queens on the panel. We had a doctor from Long Island on the panel. Uh, it was excellent. It was absolutely excellent. Um, and we did it the night before, and then the day after is when the posters were viewed all day long in
Wow.
Astoria.
And
Hmm.
so there's a full display, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, and all along the wall, there's more posters than you could even see in that, which is,
And that's a huge warehouse in
yeah.
Astoria. It was
And you
great.
see how big the posters are. They look so small there. So it's there's a lot there.
Wow. Let's see.
Yeah.
And so you guys also have a military display, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
Oop,
is Dawn here?
let me see. Let me add
Uh-uh.
it. There you
Disconnected?
go. There you
Hi,
go.
Dawn.
No, I did. Hi, I'm having problems with internet thing.
Oh,
Right.
No worries. No worries.
Okay.
we do
We're just
have
Go ahead.
we do have a military
Hmm.
display, or a veterans display for first
What?
responders lost as well. Um, I don't know the exact number of military veterans we have. Oh, the other thing too that we did want to bring up is some of these losses. Yes, they're to fentanyl. Yes, to overdose. But we also have
I'm
people
back.
that have died by suicide. We've had people that had alcohol poisoning, or just passing due to substance use, or passing from substance use due to trauma. So there's so many different stories throughout the poster project.
okay. So you said military, you had
Yep.
Yes.
suicide awareness, and did you say one more?
We do have some first responders throughout. They're not directly like in the military display, but we do have like a first responder section before the military
Come on.
display as well.
Awesome. And this is what we're looking at right now is military, right? And this one, and
My God.
Yeah, there was one other, I think that one.
there it is.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Can you hear me?
That it's so emotional.
Yes, you're
Yes.
good.
All right.
It's so
Sorry.
emotional. It's okay. And I feel like we pay a lot of respect to the veterans as well. We have their dog tags. We have the little gold. Oh no, the gold
Here we go.
trophy.
There she is.
There I am. I'm going to go somewhere else. Hold on. All right. See how that
You're good.
works.
You're good.
All right.
Do you
Yeah,
want to talk
military
a
is
little?
important.
Yeah.
Go
Do you
ahead.
want to talk a little bit about the military display, Dawn?
Yes, military is really important. We honor them. Dee does a beautiful, beautiful display with boots, as you can see in that one picture. And we're getting more and more of them, unfortunately. We talk about when they come home from battle and how it's hard to adjust, and a lot of it has to do with alcoholism. So yeah, it's very important for us to acknowledge them.
Yeah. And actually, this is just an interesting tie-in. My friend Zach was the son of a military vet, very high up, and a big part of his story has to do with the military. It's really important to highlight them and pay them their tribute, because a lot of times, especially in the past, there was not a lot of resource for them after leaving war.
Right.
Definitely. That I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. I know my father was a Marine veteran, and so very important. It's close to my heart, along with the overdose epidemic. Also, military is close to my heart as well. I got a couple more pictures here from. You can explain. Is it this one? No, this one. Here we go.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's at St. Patrick's Cathedral, which we will be returning there next month as well. But we on the 21st we'll be there again. But that was our display. When was that, Dawn?
That was
Last.
last year for St. Patrick's Cathedral. We were there in August, I believe, and it was the most spectacular thing, most spectacular exhibit. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. We will be there this year, facing fentanyl. And the DEA has invited us. They were honored to have us be partner with them for their day. They do the National Fentanyl Awareness Day, and they're doing that on August 21st in
I believe
Times
I
Square.
have the flyer here. Let me see if I get the right one.
Yep,
Is
in
it that one?
Times. Yep, they'll be doing in Times Square from 11:30. Bagpipes will start, and they do their press conference until 2 p.m. And then at 3 p.m., whoever would like to join a
Sorry.
procession, no, a procession from Grand Central Station to St. Patrick's Cathedral, and we'll have some speakers there around 4 o'clock, 4:30, and the display, the exhibit, Black Poster exhibit, will be at St. Patrick's Cathedral from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. that day. So
Awesome.
we're going to be there 8 p.m. to 6 p.m. Facing Fentanyl will be in Times Square from 11:30 to 2. But we're doing it together, so they'll be there at the end of the day also. And Facing Fentanyl is not Andrea. It's not only Andrea Thomas. It's not only about fentanyl. It's about addiction. It's also about addiction. So.
Awesome. So you got a few events. I know you got a busy August and September, correct?
Yes. I'm
Yes, we'll be
super
nice.
excited to come to Miami too. That is
Yeah.
so exciting.
I know. We'll be in Asbury Park also, New Jersey,
Yeah.
with only New Jersey posters because we're out. The room isn't big enough anymore. So we're just going to do New Jersey posters there. And then we'll be in North Carolina State University for the November 3rd and 4th.
This one of them?
That's Asbury Park.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I have this one is
That's North Carolina. Yeah.
Right. The Alcohol Drug Alliance from North Carolina invited us to be part of their conference that they do every year. So we'll be at the State University at the McKinnon Center. We're excited about that one too. We'll be there for 2 days.
So you've done a good amount of events. What are some of the things that have surprised you the most about these events that you're hosting?
Mm.
I think what amazes me, like when we were in Astoria, just there's some powerful, impactful people in those rooms, but the main thing that you'll hear, like first responders, DEA, like Frank Tarantino said it, is that the mothers are the main impact for what happens in society. So the mothers that have the bleeding hearts of losing their child, that are making public statements, trying to pass bills. Like we have somebody in the poster project, CJ, that's mom is trying to pass CJ's law again, banning kratom and passing restrictions on kratom. So the fact that you hear so many powerful people talking about the impact of mothers in communities is really amazing. And I think that's exactly what Dee did here. She had a bleeding heart from the loss of her son, and she created this really impactful project from it.
For me, I have to tell you, it's the schools. When we go into the schools and Kim speaks, Stacy speaks, and Sydney and our Ray and Alyssa and Gina, our speakers, the kids, they listen. We've been in front of 750 kids at one time. You could hear a pin drop. They thank us for coming. They tell me that they didn't realize that they were so young, on these posters. I had a student tell me 2 years ago, or maybe a little more, that you can tell me all the statistics you want, give me the books, give me, stand in front of me and say this and that. But until I walked into that Black Poster Project and saw the posters and the faces, is when it became real to me that this can happen to me. This can happen to my relative, my brother, my sister, aunt, uncle. Go ahead.
Dawn, you were there when in the one school, the
Oh,
one
yeah.
student said her friend passed away at 15 years old last year, she said, but this was years ago. But she
Couple
said,
years, 2 years ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 2 years ago. She said, my friend passed away last year at 15. And I did what a fail on the school system, which, the school system was bringing us in. So I feel like they're trying to make like efforts towards, but that she never saw anything like this, and he didn't get to witness anything like this until her senior year.
Yes.
So hearing
That
that
was
out of a
powerful.
senior's mouth, that's saying like what, like this is so sinful that we're not all, witnessing this, was super,
Yeah, that was powerful. And also I'll tell you, it has affected. I've had feedback, and I just had it. I went to a networking function about a month and a half ago, and there was a parent there, a woman that's in the business, and she said that she was in Asbury Park, and she saw the Black Poster Project, and she called her husband and said, bring the kids down. They were teenagers. They were juniors then. They were twins. She said her daughter was like, oh man, that she brought her down, but her son took it to heart, where he changed his friends. He changed what he was doing. He started playing golf. He started to change his grades. She said it really, and I was really moved by hearing that, because you don't hear that too much, and she said it changed him. So that was so rewarding.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
that was really good to hear that feedback for that.
Yeah.
But the kids are what get me. They really listen. They really ask questions. Then when we're in there, we talk about the Good Samaritan law with the students, but I have a passion for this. I always tell the kids, because your parents, it's hard being a teenager, but it's hard being a parent. And your parents can screw up. Your parents could be smoking popping pills, drinking alcohol too much. And I let them know it's not their fault. It's not their fault. And there's so many more resources out there today than there ever was. And that, to reach out, and I watch their eyes. They do listen to that, because nobody tells them that, nobody really says that.
And the other thing, oh, sorry. The other
Mm.
thing I wanted to say too is with the speakers and the panelists,
Yeah.
for instance, we have one panelist that had went through the foster care system, and there's just so many different angles and stories and dimensions going on that these kids really feel validated in their journeys as well, that their experiences kind of have been experienced before through us in different forms. So yeah.
Yeah, they really hits their heart, and they
Uh,
listen. Yeah, it's the
uh,
adults that get a little, like, oh, it's too much for the kids, but kids are doing it. They're doing it.
no,
Yeah.
You know.
I think you guys are doing amazing work. Speaking to the young people is getting them right where they need to hear that, right?
Mm,
Because right, I believe it's the number one killer, 18 to 45-year-olds, and they're trying it before that, right? So
yeah,
um, definitely appreciate
yeah.
that. Yamila in the chat was asking, is there a link to sign up as a family member? So I don't know if you mean for the poster or as a volunteer. For the poster request, it's at the bottom here. Request it's blackposterproject.com/poster request, and you can get that poster. I know Yamila. She's amazing. She has a nonprofit, so she would like to get one for her sister. Her sister was the
Oh,
reason
of
she
course.
started her organization. So,
Mm.
but if somebody wanted to volunteer, how would that go?
Just they can reach out to the Black Poster Project, and I'll get it, or Dee will get it, and just tell them they'd like to volunteer. We're always looking for
Yeah.
volunteers. Yeah, and
On
everybody's
the
always
website.
willing. Yeah, go to the website and just email us. You can put
Awesome.
my email there too if you'd like.
Okay. Well, your email is
Last name, first name, Pizzolato Dawn at Yahoo.
got it. I will put it now. Um, what was the other question that I had? Oh yeah. So what are some of the states and cities that you guys have went through, and do you have plans for any other um, states? I know you're coming to Miami, but is there any other one in the works?
We are looking at Chicago. We're talking with Chicago, trying to get that on their end. They're trying to get that organized. We've been to Maine. Unfortunately, I couldn't make that trip, but Dee had said it was one of our best exhibits. North Carolina, we're going back to uh, Florida, possibly. Well, Florida, we're going to Miami. There's another place there. And that's about it. But we will go, Ohio. We're looking at Ohio. We'll go anywhere that would like us,
And this is
anywhere
our
that.
Dawn, is this our oh, I hate when that happens. Is this our second is this our second time in North Carolina?
It is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
went last year. But this time it's at the university, which is
Cool.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love supportive universities and schools. Like there's
Yeah.
just nothing like that.
Yeah. Pennsylvania, we're looking into Pennsylvania. But we're just, it takes a lot to get there. As you
Yeah.
know, Thomas, it takes a lot to
Yeah.
get there. So,
So,
so
so let me ask this: if somebody also wanted to bring it to their town, what's the best way to get that going?
blackposterproject.com, and we'll
Yes.
get the email and let you know what the logistics.
I think it says event request or something like that at the top. Right?
Maybe. I
No.
don't know. I don't think so. Let me just see. But
Awesome.
I just lost my internet. Yeah. Just email blackposter.com, say you want to bring it to your town, and we'll let you know how to go about doing that.
Great. Well, I'll share a little bit of how it happened here, right?
Yes.
It was Alexa, who you saw at the beginning of this video. She is a student at the University of Miami, and she was in a class of one of my colleagues. She teaches a class on um, I believe it's substance use, and I don't want to get it wrong, but she was in her class, and we have been working on harm reduction and recovery efforts on campus, and so that we got linked up, and I thought this was an amazing thing to bring to Miami. Um, it was just logistically, right, making sure
Yeah.
we can get it. Um, but along the way, I've met Alexa, and she's an amazing person. She spoke at our event for the Miami Heat,
Mm.
uh, and that was our first introduction of the Black Poster Project to some of our Miami folks. And so now we have this event coming up August 29th. Um, we're super excited. I know you guys are excited about coming to Miami.
Yeah. It's going to be wonderful. And
Awesome.
the students are going to be in school at that time. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. And it's a beautiful venue.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
let me share some of this real quick. Um, where is it? Right. So, right, where it's going to be 1 to 6 p.m.
Hmm.
On August 29th. Right. We're going to have the display 1 to 6. So you could come at any time between 1 and 6 to check out the display. And then right at 6 o'clock is when we start going to the um, candlelight vigil portion, where we're going to have the guest speakers, the presentation of the proclamations, and then the candlelight vigil. So you could get there early to check out the posters, and then stay for the vigil. Um, that would be fantastic and amazing. I think I have one question in the chat. It's Yamila. She says, "Are you considering working with any Latin leaders for a Spanish version?"
Ah, yeah, we would. I mean, to bring it to a community.
Yeah, I guess to do
Yeah.
the event in Spanish.
Yeah, I think we're always.
I
I was
mean,
reading that before, and I was just trying to think. Like, I definitely think that Dee and John, and we're always open to talk about collaborations.
right.
And I think that whatever that looks like, that makes sense. And especially too with the posters, good to know too. We try to always geographically make things make sense, or we want people to relate to the posters. So like when we're
Diversity.
in,
Diversity.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's very important. Very important.
Awesome, awesome. Well, definitely, Yamila's a great person to get involved with. She can help make that happen as well. Um,
There, when if they wanted to bring it to their community, there is no event on our website. You have to just email the website.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Email the
Black
website,
Poster. Yep.
and I did
Blackposterproject.com.
put your email up there as well. Um, all right, so we're winding down. We want to make sure all the events are promoted. Uh,
Mhm.
First one being, of course, ours, but this is you have August. This is August 21st, right? New
Yes,
York.
this is Times Square. Yes, with Facing Fentanyl, Andrea Thomas and her team, and they'll be in Times Square. We'll be in St. Patrick's Cathedral. We'll all be together in Times Square, um, but they can visit St. Patrick's Cathedral from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Awesome. And
Yes,
you have also coming up.
Asbury Park will be there September 20th with just New Jersey posters only. And that's a short one. That's 10 to 1 because there's quite a few activities going on in Asbury Park that day. So we'll be there setting up the night before, and then the exhibit will be there 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on September 20th.
Awesome.
And then North Carolina is November 3rd and 4th at the McKinnon Center at North Carolina State University. We'll be there for 2 days. We'll probably, you would be able to view that from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., the 3rd and the 4th. But times are to be, determined. We'll let you know for sure when that
Awesome.
goes up.
And then last but not least, of course, is the University of
Yeah.
Miami coming up
Miami.
August
Yeah,
29th.
Miami, here we come.
We're going to give a shout out to U Recovery, who is co-sponsoring this event. They're a student, U Recovery and Allies, actually. That's their new name, U Recovery and Allies. And they're helping us get with everything in this event, especially getting the venue. So shout out to them. The Sandler Center's co-sponsoring as well. They're the on-campus alcohol and other drug prevention program. Shout out to Shatterproof Treatment Atlas, who's one of our sponsors.
Mm.
And also, if you would like to sponsor this event, there's still time to get you on board. You'll get your logo and have a table at the event if you're local, and we would love that because it wasn't easy getting you guys over here, and we want to make sure we can get everything covered. So any sponsor that is open to that, we're open to that, and working with the community. That way, the students, the community can know the resources that are available locally and nationally. I know Shatterproof Treatment Atlas is national. They help people
Yeah.
find treatment across
Yes.
the country, which is amazing. But if you would like to sponsor, you could reach out to F Fentanyl, which is myself, or the Black Poster Project. Let me see if I have that
But
here.
mostly reach out to you, Thomas.
Yeah, here's the
Yeah, but
information. Right? Info
yeah,
at fent.org, or you could DM me on social media. That's our tag. Um, and we could get you guys on board as a sponsor, or if you want any information about the event, like parking situation or how to get there, you can definitely go to our website, which is ffent.org, and it has the parking situation. It has a little map of how to get across campus. It is a big campus, so we want you to get there safe. Um, just a last, I have a couple trainings coming up in the neighborhood, so I want to share on those. We got August 16th, we have overdose prevention training at the African American Research Library. This is in Fort Lauderdale. This is at 12:30. It's on a Saturday. Another one coming up August 28th at the Coral Reef Library in Miami. Check that out. All these are going to be on our website as well. August 23rd, JFK Library in Hialeah. Come check us out there. And September 13th, we're going to be at Carver Ranches Library in West Park, Florida. So we got a lot of trainings coming up. Everybody gets free Narcan. Everybody gets free test strips. And including at the Overdose Awareness Day, you will get all access to all that for free. And we're going to have a lot of resources available so you can take with you. Any closing remarks from any Kim or Don?
yeah. I want to thank you for having us. We look forward to coming to Miami, and we appreciate the exposure you're giving us. Really helps. It really changes the trajectory of students, kids, family, their thinking.
And I just want to encourage anyone that is listening and following along to just follow us along on the social media platforms, whether it's our Facebook group, the Black Poster Project, our Instagram at the Black Poster Project, no spacing, no dashing, nothing, or TikTok, Black Poster Project. That's my fault. There's no the on TikTok. But yeah, all of our platforms, we're just trying to create that experience for people to be able to still get the message and
Yes.
sort of feel the experience through a virtual platform. So feel free to join us there. If you're on a grief journey, feel free to join the group. There's some great, amazing people in those groups.
Right.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Thank you. And we'll see everybody on August 29th at the University of Miami. Check us out on the website for more information, f-fent.org. And we'll see you there. Thanks, everybody.